My name is Faith, and I have some stories to tell. I'm a boxer bulldog mix. My mom and dad met me while I was being cared for at the Best Friends Animal Society in Utah and decided they wanted to adopt me. Now, I live in Muncie, Indiana, with Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary founders Pamela and Mike. In fact, I'm the ambassador for Grateful Rescue. It's a pretty sweet life. Sometimes I help my dad at the office, while other times I just demand attention from my mom. Tonight, we want you to gather around and listen to fun, interesting stories. We call it Faith's Book Nook. Each week, we pick a local celebrity or special person in the community to read a children's book that has an animal theme. We live stream it here each week. To be honest, I'm not sure what a live stream means. Anyways, make sure you're in your comfy chair because we're about to listen to a great story together at Faith's Book Nook.
And good evening and welcome to Faith's Book Nook. I'm Jason Heath with Grateful Rescue. We have Pamela Terhune, the founder of Grateful Rescue, and Patty Spitler. We have a lot of guests tonight. Tonight's episode is devoted to the Bernese Mountain Dog breed. And just a reminder, you can comment during the show. Just leave your comment on the Facebook comment box and we'll pop it up if you have a question about the breed. So with that, good evening, Patty. We have a lot of special guests tonight, don't we?
Oh, we got a lot to do. Yes, we do indeed. Oh, look at that. Let me first go. I can't ignore this. I could spend forever. Jeannie Witten-Smith is my responsible breeder. I got my Stewie from her. And these are some of his litter mates. Jeannie, hi there in Lithopolis, Ohio. Oh, Pamela's there too. Pamela, we're going to get right to you. I just want to mention to Jeannie, who's sitting with you, Jeannie?
Well, this is Steve with the big head here, and Agnes. Here. Agnes. Agnes. Our Stewie's, two of Stewie's litter mates. So they all turned 5 this summer, and Agnes and Steve has stayed with me the whole time. Oh, Steve.
Oh, I love it. I always say, get a big dog because they make you look smaller. Look how tiny you look.
He's got a big head.
Jeannie knows what she's doing. She also shows dogs. She knows a responsible breeder. We'll talk about preservation breeding too. And in between time, she'll be getting some licks of her own. So Jeannie, hang on. Pamela, let's go to you right now. How are you doing? How's the Grateful Rescue doing?
Oh, everything's going great. We're just moving right along. We're getting ready to move dirt. We've had our permitting approved and things are moving forward. We're getting very excited.
And you've done a lot of rescue yourself. And again, I'm not opposed to rescue. I have a little rescue gal, and I've always had rescue kitties. So that's another thing. Rescue and responsible breeding. Tell us, you've been doing a lot of rescue.
I do a lot of rescue, but I also have 2 King Charles Spaniels that I purchased from a responsible breeder, and I believe that that's just as important to preserve the breed. And I loved the experience of getting them. I only went for one, and there was only one left after him, so we brought home the brothers so they could stay together. 2 little rubies. And so yes, I rescue, but I also believe in preserving the breeds. That's very important.
The thing that we are all in agreement here, and what we want to share some knowledge about that is we are against puppy mills. It's cruel. It's done for the money, not for the good of the dog or the preservation of the breed. And we'll talk about that later on. But right now we want to do some stuff for kids too. So, Pamela, you wanted to mention something.
I do. I wanted to mention to everybody, get on here and vote for Patty. Patty's nominated for Best TV Personality on Indy's Best Things by Indy Star. And we all know that she is the best. So get on there. And this is the community speaking for these awards. And everybody loves Patty. So get on.
Well, not everybody. Don't ask my ex-husband. But other than that, hey, no, that's fine. Everything's great. I love doing this because it's very current and it helps me to be able to volunteer to do more of the things I love, like reading a book. So, boys and girls, gather around. We're going to read the book about a Bernese Mountain Dog, and the title is Joe. And here we go. It is dedicated, it says, to my Bernese Mountain Dog puppy pal and Jordan, from Janet Ternoon. Here we go. My name is Joe. I'm a puppy. I'm a very big puppy. Every day I take a walk. Along my way, there are many, many things to see. And by the way, I'm reading this to my Stewie too, so we can see that he likes what I mean. Pay attention, Stewie. There are the cheerful, and there's Mabel, the cheerful bluebirds with their round orange tummies. They're looking for worms and singing a happy tune. The chipmunks run past me. Their cheeks are stuffed with food. I can hear them crunching on their snacks 4 times better than you can hear. Yes. Also, I like to chase the squirrels with the big fluffy tails. They glide along the ground till they leap up a tree. Look, there's a white one. I hope Stewie, are you listening, Stewie? I have to admit, my favorite thing along my walk are the flowers. I can smell their scent 1,000 times better than people can. The pretty yellow daffodils are the color of the sun. My whole nose is covered by the trumpet blossom. That's cute. Did you know that a dog's nose print is unique, just like a human fingerprint? Tulips come in many colors, like red and purple. Sadly, dogs can only tell between a few shades of color, though. Pink clovers smell so sweet. I like to roll all over them. The fragrance stays with me all day. What do you think about that, Stewie? You like that? Huh? Oh, yes. Yeah, listen up. There you go. For me, the tastiest flower is the dandelion. I like to bite off the flower and gobble it up. The blossoms leave a gold powder all over my nose. I have found that dandelions are even tasty when they have turned fluffy and white. If I blow on them, they float away on the breeze. On my walk today, I noticed that it is starting to get colder. That doesn't bother me because I have a warm coat of fur. The trees have dropped leaves of orange, yellow, and red. I have fun rolling in them and listening to the crunchy sound it makes. I saw some orange pumpkins along my way. Some had silly faces in them. What do you think, Stewie? Do you like silly faces? I don't know. Anyway, there weren't any flowers to be seen on today's walk. So I started to dig in the ground to try and see where they went. Digging wasn't easy. The ground has gotten really hard and cold. The leaves are shades of brown and tan now. I went to look for the squirrels and the chipmunks. I couldn't find them. Just like the flowers, they've disappeared. Maybe they're hiding nuts. Today on my walk, little white snowflakes began to come down. I ran around and I caught them on my tongue. Oh, Stewie loves snowflakes too. The snowflakes covered the ground, making mounds of snow. I love the snow. I can even make a doggy snow angel. Just watch out for the yellow snow. That's an interjection there. I see a new bird high up in the tree. Hey, it's called a cardinal. Every day I play in the snow along my walk. See the snow dog I made? What do you think, Stewie? You like the snow? He loves the snow. Yes, he does. Something strange is beginning to happen. The sun is making it warmer. My snow dog is starting to melt. On my walk today, it was kind of muddy. Oh boy, the snow is turning to water. Oh, now I leave paw prints everywhere. I see my friends, the squirrels, chipmunks, and bluebirds. Not sure where they were, but I'm happy that they're back. Best of all, I see flowers.
Aww.
There we have it.
I
There's the
love
there it is.
that book.
There's Joe. And you know what? It's really cute. It's a cute book. And she's got her dog on the back there. You can see right there. I want to make sure before we go to Jeannie, rather, we want to show a little bit of when I got Stewie when he was just a little puppy. So Jason, if you could, we're going to take a little breather here, just to take a couple minutes and take a look at some photos of when Stewie was tiny. Come on.
Aw.
That
So
was good.
little. It was smaller than Mabel. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah. And she's in charge, let me tell you. She still is. Stewie was born on June 22nd. I brought him home in August, and he's just, of course, I love him. I love him dearly. And I went, as I said, I wanted a responsible breeder. I met Jeannie through a friend. I visited her house 4 times. That's one of the things you want to do. See where the puppy is, see the mom dog, get all the health records. And Jeannie, let's talk to you now. Tell us, what is a responsible breeder, and some of the things you look. I had to pass some criteria too. What is it you look for?
Yes, so a responsible breeder cares about all the puppies that they produce from before they're bred throughout their entire life. A responsible breeder is there for the puppy owner at any time. You know, they're not just going to sell you a puppy and forget you. You know, I have people contacting me about their dogs from my very first litter. I'm lucky to have one puppy yet. She'll be 11 in November from my first litter. And I even have it in my contract that you have to stay in touch with me because they're my babies. You know, I sleep with them, you know, for weeks, you know, by the whelping box.
Aww.
That's little baby Steve, Stewie's brother.
The minions.
Litters. So, you know, responsible breeder, you know, not only they're going to be there for you, they've done the testing recommended by the American Kennel Club's recognized national breed clubs. So in our case, it's the Bernese Mountain Dog Club of America. Responsible breeder knows their line. They know the pedigree that they're breeding into. They, you know, look to not double up on, you know,
Aww.
Stewie's the one that's not doing anything in the corner. and there's something else. Look at this. I love it. So Stewie
is always the one with the red ribbon on. Is Stewie? If you can spot one.
Stewie. You put ribbons on the tail, but a responsible breeder will also pick. Oh, look at the whole family there.
Yeah. So my son is holding Stewie in that picture.
Oh, look at that! Oh. Look at that. Yes,
my
a responsible
goodness.
breeder. And you only breed your dogs, the females, how often? Just twice is all that you do?
Possibly, twice, maybe three times tops.
Tops. That's
That's
it.
tops.
Yeah.
And before I breed one, they have a full health checkup, blood work, and make sure they're healthy and well, because they're not my breeding dogs. They're my family. So
Mhm.
Oh,
I feel
Something else I had to do, I should have brought the paper with me. I was like, because I didn't do this the first time I got my first dog. And Jeannie made me sign something, right? That if
yes.
I
I have a
if I hurt him or if I die, the dog goes back to Jeannie.
oh,
That's a
that's
responsible.
A responsible
awesome.
breeder's puppies are not going to end up in rescue. They're not, and if they do, the responsible breeder wants them back to find their home, or at least they'll work with the rescue or whoever to place that dog in the best home. It has to be agreeable to the breeder.
That's great. That's so great.
So every dog has to come back to me. Now, luckily, I've only had one that changed homes, and it actually went to somebody else that had one of my dogs, a roommate. So, that worked out well. But no, they're not the dogs that end up in the shelters. They're, that's a big part of it. Is they're, I love them. I love them all.
And they do not do well in shelters either because they bond with a person. You're not supposed to rehome them after 9 months of age. You rarely
Oh,
see a Bernese
wow.
Mountain Dog in a shelter. Yeah, they get very close to their person, and
Oh,
yeah.
They do,
So,
but
but the
it
other
is
thing is that they have all their health records because Bernese Mountain Dogs are prone to cancer. So Jeannie
mm,
also has a whole. I know more about Stewie's family than I know about mine. You've got health records going back for generations, right, Jeannie?
yes. So I mean, I know their pedigrees. I know their grandparents, great grandparents, great great grandparents. We're lucky in Bernese that we have a fabulous tool that's called Burner Guard, and it's a
Yes.
international health database. It's all voluntary to enter your information. And last time I checked, there were well over 150,000 dogs in this database. So you can run pedigree reports. You can see the health clearances, as far back as, back into the early 1900s. So,
wow.
obviously we can't prevent cancer, but we do our best not to double up on the same kinds of cancers.
Something else about responsible breeding. And again, I'm learning all this. And since I've been doing the pet show here, so Pet Pals TV, since 11 years now. I mean, in the beginning, I didn't know you weren't supposed to buy a puppy from a pet shop. How much is that puppy in the window? I mean,
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
we're learning. We're learning. I'm not against
Mhm.
rescue. My Mabel is a rescue and I love her. But I wanted a large dog, and I take this dog out with me to locations. And I wanted to make sure that he was not going to react. Mabel in the beginning really didn't like children at all. She'd snarl, but I can control her because she's tiny. You get a 110-pound dog that snarls, that's not a good thing. And I'm not a good enough trainer to see that. So I wanted to make sure to eliminate as much as I could to know the background of the dog. And I know Stewie has never been hurt. He would back up from somebody rather than go towards somebody if he didn't like something. He's not going to hurt anybody. So that's for me. That's another reason I wanted a responsible breeder to know his background, and I know where he's been about every second of his life. So he hasn't done it. Now, Jeannie, tell us what we're looking at here.
So this is Bodie, and Susan are learning how to pull a cart. Bodie's pulling the cart, but Susan's learning how to train him. As part of the Berners heritage, pulling a cart with the milk, jugs to the cheeseries was a part of the Berners' daily life. And because of their temperament, they could be trusted just to send off to the dairies with the milk to make the cheese. It's very important to the Bern. This is Stewie's grandfather, Molson.
Oh, I love it. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
So it's very important in the Berner world to teach your dog to pull a cart. And this is Maisie, one of I guess he's Stewie's cousin. 2.5. But Bodhi is actually training to pass a test, the novice draft dog test, and it's a complete pass or fail. They have to do everything exactly perfect. So it's very important in the breed to do the test. But it's also a lot of fun just to teach them to pull apart and praise. And
I need to teach Stewie how to pull a cart. He needs a job. Oh, look at that.
This is Stewie.
Oh, it's so cute.
Jasmine. She's 14 weeks old yesterday.
Oh.
Oh,
She's
look at
staying
that.
Agnes is like,
I can hear. Let me play devil's advocate here for a moment. Someone's saying, "Well, why do you need to breed? Why do people want to breed?" I'm going to do a quick little story. A friend of mine, he had a couple of friends. They were older, and they got a border collie puppy that they had to give up because the border collie needed to do something. Know what your breed. There are certain things that breeds do, and if you make sure that you are. I like to sit on the sofa with Stewie and Mabel. They're fine with that. You get a lab, throw that ball over and over and over again. Don't get a Weimaraner just because they have a pretty coat. Know what the breed, what they like to do. Maybe if it's a herding dog, they're going to nip at your grandkids' ankles to herd them together. That's instinct. So know what you're getting. That helps you get the right dog. Can you afford it? Is it too big? Is it too small? Do you want to lap? What is it growing? I can't tell you how many people I know. No, I don't know them personally, thank goodness. But I know of people. There's in the Pyrenees, Great Pyrenees Rescue. People get a Pyrenees because it's this cute little white puppy, and it grows up to be 150 pounds. And then and then they want to roam. Their instinct is, I'm going to roam. I'm going to go. So they end up getting lost. I can't tell you how many Great Pyrenees I see that are lost because they roam. Greyhound, you can't let them off leash. They're going to run. Husky, you have to know.
You have to know. Right.
Pamela, you've got some questions for Jeannie. What are you thinking? You said at one point you were thinking of getting a Bernese.
Yes, it's a Bernese is on my bucket list. I've got a few dogs that I would love to have. I just love their temperament. I love their calmness. I love their faithfulness. They're so good. They're so good. And another dog I want is an Afghan hound, and I know that's not a good dog to have. Because I think they're really busy, and I've done my homework and thought I'm just gonna have to.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
look like
Pamela, you want to bring in Sherry. Bring in Sherry. Tell us who Sherry is.
Hi, Sherry. Sherry's a friend of mine, and hi, Sherry. Welcome. She's got some burners, and she also uses some of her dogs and has in the past for therapy dogs that love on a leash. Is that right, Sherry?
Yes. We go to libraries, nursing homes, retirement homes. And then I also help run the Central Indiana Burner page. And we get together with other burner owners and have outings or have walks or play dates with a big group. And it's really fun. Once a year.
Worldwide, right?
Yeah. Once a year in May, there's a worldwide walk, which unfortunately got canceled this year. But people all over the world walk the same day at the same time, and you see pictures of them from everywhere and beautiful scenery. It's really neat.
That's really cool.
Something else I can throw in here as you were talking about the event being canceled. What's happened, if I'm reading this and that I understand, more and more people are getting pets, because they're trapped in their home. They're getting dogs or their best companions. And they are going, here's another thing. People go, well, I want the dog right away. When I went to Jeannie, I didn't get it right away. I had to jump through some hoops myself to make sure it was a good fit and make sure the dog was a good fit for me. And Jeannie picked out Stewie for me. I didn't pick him out. She picked him out for me. So it takes a little time and a little effort to know what you want, get what you want. But during the pandemic, people are just getting dogs. And again, they're going to pet shops. Now, are you rescuing a dog from a pet shop? I've heard that. Okay, I see that point. But what you're doing, as long as you're funneling money out, it's going to keep going. And Pamela,
It's just keeping those puppy mills in business. That's what you're doing whenever you rescue a dog from a pet store.
okay, tell us a little bit about what you know about puppy mills. I'm on your team on this.
Oh yeah. Well, we one of the things. Oh yeah. Look at those poor little guys.
It's horrible,
This
horrible,
is why you don't want to shop at a pet shop, because you don't realize what they go through in order to get there and look so pretty in the window. It's just horrible. And we have taken in at our rescue some puppy mill dogs that have been rescued from there. And it's the most pitiful thing, Patty. They're afraid of the human touch. Some of them haven't seen daylight. Some of them haven't even touched grass. They live their life in those boxes.
Oh.
And Jeannie, you were talking about you only breed them twice, maybe 3 times. These little dogs I've gotten have been bred over and over for 7 years, and that's all they know. That's all they do. They're like livestock, and so that's what you get when you're shopping at a pet store.
Yeah.
And I was guilty of that years ago. I didn't know.
I didn't know. I didn't know either.
I would just be like, I want that one, and I want that one, and I never knew what was going on behind. So thank you. And also Sherry is a big advocate for against backyard breeding and the responsible breeder team. She's a good supporter. So we appreciate you, Jeannie. And you have some beautiful dogs.
Thank you.
Well, and they help us. I mean, I always say when I quit, I have severe hearing loss, and when I quit my job doing the news, I always say when fatal fire sounds like flat tire, it's time to get out of the news business. So now I get to do what I love. But I wanted when I got my Louie, I've always had cats too. But a cat sleeps 20 hours a day, and like, you're home, go away, you know. When I got my first dog that was totally my dog, my dad and I grew up with dogs that were my dad's. But when I got my dog, I had to get out. You've got to start moving. You've got to. So literally, pets can save your life.
They can save your life. Mm-hmm.
They save your life. It gives you a reason to get up in the morning, and you got to let them go out and pee, and you gotta, and then they want their certain. I mean, Stewie will look at me like, "Where's the crumbled cheese on the top of the dinner? This isn't right." So they talk to you, and they're loyal. You give them love, they give it back. So I love my rescue, Mabel, and I also love a responsible breeder. There's a place for both. But backyard breeding and puppy mills, all they care about is the money, and there's no love for the animal, and it's horrible.
Do not support it, please. I beg of you, do not support that. If you love animals, you don't want to do that, because you're actually hurting animals by purchasing animals.
And a lot of them have health problems too. They have, everyone I know who's bought it at a pet shop, they have. You think you're saving money by buying one there? Then you have health problems. Go ahead, Jason. I get all worked up about this.
One of our viewers has a question. Are pet stores required to label and say their animals are coming from puppy mills? That's a great question.
That's a great question.
They are not at this point, but legislation's trying to get that, and we're pushing for that as well, to have the full medical records, and everything has to be clean. And that's a way of shutting down the puppy mills, is requiring these puppy mills to meet all these standards. And then the way that you end up shutting them down is because they don't care for the puppies. And so if they have to go through all these hoops, making sure they have their medical care and being available to show their facility at any time, and all the things to keep it nice and clean, they're out. They don't want to deal with that. So that's how we shut them down. But that's a great question. We're working for that. We're working hard to get that.
A lot of pet stores. That's a great question. Hi, Justin. I know Justin too. He's a good
Hi,
pet
Justin.
lover. Some pet stores now are opting to have rescued and shelter puppies and kittens in. That's a good thing.
Yeah. That is a good thing.
Okay.
And
you got some more questions out there? More questions?
We do have a great video I'd love to show that Jeannie shared with us. And I'll let this video speak for itself, and then we'll comment after. How's that? And
Okay.
here we go.
Hi, baby girl. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, baby girl. Oh, Mama. Oh, baby girl. Oh my goodness. Oh no.
Oh, that's so cute.
Jenny, tell us about that, Jeannie.
So that is Aurora, and she's literally little Jasmine that I was holding. And she had gone to her forever home, and 3 weeks later I came to visit, and that was how she greeted me. She remembered me and was so excited to
That
see
is
me.
so wonderful. That is awesome.
But what we don't have is in the video is that she was actually living with her dad, and he was equally as excited to see me, but not quite.
Yeah. And that's something you have to watch out for. My friend Rita Rose, when she comes over to, watch them if I have to go somewhere or she wants to visit the puppies, not me, she wants to visit the puppies. And what will happen is she gets so excited, she'll have to come in and grab them. And then he does the thing that Berners do, and that's a trait that they have. He'll turn around and sit on her feet and lean so that she can't move. And you got a 100-pound dog doing that. It's cute when a puppy does it, but he's like, you're not going to move. You're going to stay right
Yeah,
there.
you can't move them. We got Faith does that too. And
Oh, really? I love it.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Patty, I want to show you something. Look what I'm
Okay.
wearing.
Oh my gosh! How cool!
Oh, my God. Would you look at that? Oh.
It's
Do you
for
have a
you.
wet
I'm going to
nose?
send this to you. What's that? It
I said,
does.
do you
It
have a
looks
wet
like
nose?
wetness. Yep. Let's see how's it go. I thought you'd get a kick out of that.
I do. Here's something. Let's hit for both Sherry and Jeannie. Sherry, let's go to you. The downside of a Bernese Mountain Dog. Number one, if you don't want fur in your house, this is not the dog for you. If you want a dog you can take out in the middle of summer, this is not the dog for you. They're snow dog. They love the snow. But there are some things that their longevity. Tell me about that. Tell us about the longevity of the Bernese Mountain Dog.
So, I mean, any larger breed dog tends to have a shorter lifespan. There's some of the more ancient breeds that haven't been bred as much that tend to have a little bit longer lifespan, but cancer is prevalent in the breed, and they even have a cancer that's pretty much confined to them. A few other dogs will get it, but it's very common in Berners to get histotic sarcoma.
Yeah.
Mangiosarcomas, which are becoming more common in like golden retrievers and other breeds that didn't traditionally have them. Something that is very near and dear to me to worry about is bloat, where the stomach, for no one knows what reasons, fills up with gas in your intestines, and then the stomach can flip and it cuts off blood supply to the stomach and also damages organs, and it's fatal within hours.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
Yeah, they have very, very sensitive tummies.
Oh.
That also, and I went through this with both of them. They can have diarrhea when they're younger. I mean, if you've got to get them on a good diet, I mix in some cottage cheese. It does wonderful. But you need to be aware that they have very sensitive tummies. A big dog, Mabel could eat anything. Stewie has just the right amount of everything so that he doesn't get an upset tummy. But it's interesting about the lifespan. Also, and Sherry, you can attest to this. Do you get people come up and say, "Hey, I like that Bernese Mountain Dog"?
All the time. or they'll call it a Saint Bernard or whatever. But it's nice to get out there and promote the breed and answer those questions.
Yeah. I always say, okay, Burmese. Now, do you think this dog would do better in Burma or maybe Bern, like Bern, Switzerland, which is,
Yes.
where they're, so when they put it together, but there's the Burmese python. I go, no, this dog would not do well in its natural state in a really hot climate. Keep that in mind too. My house is at 66 degrees, summer
Oh my
and winter.
gosh. Oh my
Mine too.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's because of him. I want him to be comfortable.
I do the same
Aw.
thing.
Yep.
Another trait about them that I don't think we've mentioned is how stubborn they are. They can be very stubborn as a breed.
If you're walking them and they don't want to walk any further,
You're done.
he lays down. It's like, I'm done. And you don't take a Bernese Mountain Dog and go out for a bicycle ride and drag him along. No, be aware too, when they're younger, their bones need to grow, and their tendons and everything. Don't overwork them. Jeannie, am I right on this? And also, I learned this that I didn't know. For the larger breed dogs, if you can possibly, the males, don't neuter them at 6 months of age. Am I right or
Oh,
wrong?
wow.
That's what they're finding out now, that they need those hormones to help with growth. You don't want to neuter a male until they've reached full maturity. So if you can wait till they're 2 to neuter a male, it's much better for them. They tend to not, the long bones don't grow as long. They don't get so leggy, and they're finding now that it affects like dysplasia and quite a few other problems.
Wow.
At the end
I
of
didn't
life
know
for
that.
I learned that too. At the end of life for my Louie, and I had my first Bernese, I got him neutered right away at 6 months, and he was incontinent, and I had to express his bladder, and he had all kinds of problems.
Oh.
And they say for the last year and a half of his life, it's probably because I neutered him too early. So if I got a fenced in yard, Stewie was only looking at Mabel, and Mabel wants nothing to do with any of that. And he wasn't dating. So if you have control of your dog, especially for the males of the larger breed, and that's a responsibility for the owner. That's be aware of that, because you want them to be able to, to live the best life that they can. They give you their life. You do the best you can for them.
Yeah, you're their whole world. They wait for you, and that's all they want out of life, is to be with you. Especially
I know.
They're not a dog to be tied up outside or somewhere. They want to be with you. So that's just the way they're. Now, I mean, interestingly enough, originally they were farm dogs and they were out, but we've bred them to be more social, and they want to be with their people. Yeah. And originally too, these dogs they're all-purpose farm dogs. Tell us a little bit about the background, Jeannie. So in Switzerland, they have very small farms. So it was rare that they would have a horse, and they would only have a few, head of cattle or a few head of sheep. So the burner could, herd the sheep as much as they needed. They didn't need a border collie. They would use them to throw. They tend to more knock with their heads, and the burner, they come up, they knock your arm, they want your attention. That you can't deny that nose. The farmers actually kind of like them to look a little scary, so a lot of times they bred them that had a cleft palate or a split nose, because they look scary because they're just not scary dogs. So, and then once the breed was getting revitalized, there was the supposed oops outcross to a Newfoundland, and that actually has brought in more of the sweet temperament of the Bernese.
Yeah.
A lot of Bernese have the webbed toes of a Newfie. And as any dog that then is being bred, deliberately nowadays for show, they tend to lose some of their natural instincts, but they still like to pull their part, and they're a working dog. They like to have a job. So,
Speaking of work, I think maybe Susan can pick out some pictures too. You also show your dogs, and Stewie's cousin was the dog at Westminster a few years ago. Show us some pictures of
right
competition. Oh my gosh, look at this.
Tag. And Tag is actually Stewie's direct uncle.
Oh no!
Tag's littermate was Stewie's dad. And he won the breed at Westminster and then placed in the group. He was on TV. It was one of the best highlights of my breeding career to see his big head up on that jumbotron. This is actually.
Oh,
The middle one for me is Stewie's grandmother, or great
Oh, you're
grandmother.
kidding me. Oh, my
Oh
gosh.
my
This
gosh.
is Stewie's dad over here, and then that's
Oh,
Oh, how
so.
about that, Patty? Have you ever seen that picture before?
no. I
Oh,
gotta, and I,
no.
while I'm looking, I'm gonna cry. Isn't this I
So
can see movies with bad people doing things. I don't get upset. I see dog pictures. I start to cry.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to say this. I grew up when I was a kid. My dad had a dog named Duke, a collie. Everybody had collies back then, and I wanted something that kind of looked like that. I have a picture up there. And when I saw the Bernese Mountain Dog and then read about it because I didn't know, that's when. But I do think they're the most beautiful dogs in the world.
They
With
are.
the
They
framing
are.
is just. Well, Mabel thinks she's the most beautiful dog, but that's another story. But the white. And actually, it shows up on TV really good too because of the framing. But and then you put their gentle personality together. You can't have 100-pound dog that's going to be vicious or not like it's well, for me it's not the way to go. So
They're like
he's
the
the
whole
perfect dog for
package.
me.
they can be energetic, and that's why it's important when you get them as a puppy to get them into obedience school, kindergarten, and lots of socialization, because that cute little puppy that's jumping up on somebody is not going to be so cute when they are 110 pounds.
And they can ruin sofas too. Let me tell you, I have one. Stewie took all the stuffing out of the sofa because he didn't have anything to do.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay. That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, they need something to do, but not long periods of running. Or you don't want to do that when they're a puppy. Just whenever they want to do something, let them do something, but don't force them. I mean, I see people jogging and running with, like a pointer or something that wants to run. Okay, fine. This is not the dog to do that for, 2 hours. No.
Oh no. They have their quick on, and then they're
Then they're done.
Yeah. My first bird, we joked. He fetches a soccer ball 5 times tops, and that was it. He's done. He loved to go get it, but that's 5 times.
Yeah.
No more.
I love it when I'll throw something, and Mabel, of course, doesn't want anything to do with it. She's like, "You threw it," but Stewie may get it once, bring it. I throw it again. He's like, "You threw it again. Why are you throwing it?" So be aware of what the traits will do. Also, and we go to Sherry for this as well. I've had people tell me, I took a picture. You saw the last picture of Stewie with that slideshow that Jason gave us, and covered it with snow. They're snow dogs. They like the snow. Now, he likes to come in too, and that's always available. But don't shame somebody if they have a dog that likes the snow. There's a saying out now that if you're cold, they're cold. That's not true. Know the breed. Now, Mabel doesn't like the cold, but she likes the sun. He doesn't like the sun. I would never put him out in the hot sun. Oh, here's Mabel. Yeah, she's a hot mess.
She's like, who, me? Yeah.
Oh, I know. They just got back from the groomers, and she's all fluffy.
She's so soft.
She's part. One side is pure. I had a DNA test done with blood, and one side is pure miniature poodle, and the other side is Schnauzer and Afghan Hound, and
God,
bulldog.
really?
She's a hot mess. She's a hot mess. But again, just know the breed and know what. I would never put Stewie in a hot car, but if I want to put him in the car and go to the grocery store and it's winter, he can sit in the car for a couple minutes. He's fine. He likes the window open a little bit, and he loves to go for a car ride. I never could figure out why dogs like to go for car rides. Do they think they're going to drive someday? I don't know.
No, but my dog.
I don't know, but they love it.
My dogs ever got loose at my old house, all I had to do was open the side doors on the van, and they hear that sound and come running. And Agnes, when she goes outside, she goes and runs to the cars and circles to find, she's just sure there's got to be a door open. She's going to go somewhere.
And Sherry, what do your dogs like to do? You take them for lots of walks, or tell us?
Yeah, well, Jasper likes to ride in the car. That's all he wants to do, ride in the car. He doesn't want to get out. He wants to come right back and come back in and lay down. But Jade likes to go places. We'll go on walks, or she goes to some different classes just to keep her a little bit busy.
That's good. That's good. And always be aware, don't let the dog hang out the car. Make sure they're have a leash on or something so that they can look out, and don't let them fly too much in the breeze or they get their ears will get a little that's another thing. Bernese Mountain Dogs tend to get ear infections. So again, do your homework. Okay, Jeannie, tell us, someone out there is watching and they go, I think I want to look into a Bernese Mountain Dog. What are their first steps? What would you suggest they do?
First, go on the internet, go to the Bernese Mountain Dog Club of America site, or there's actually a site, bmdinfo.org. And the National Club has put together a lot of little pamphlets about all the different things about Berners, the health, just to educate yourself on what you're getting yourself into. As like we said, the lifespan, health problems. And then you can either look on the National Club site, or, you look for like a local regional club, and they'll have lists of, breeders. The National Club actually has a list of breeders, or find the regional clubs, and they will have breeders, that they can refer you to. And you may have to wait quite a while to get a puppy. They are not the easiest breed to breed, first of all. I mean, Agnes has been bred twice and not gotten pregnant. Rizzo, I bred her in the spring, and she didn't get pregnant. They just aren't that easy to breed. So don't get frustrated and then go find the first puppy you can find on Puppy Find or one of the websites. It's not important for the breeder to have a fancy website. I don't even have a website anymore. I just post pictures on Facebook.
Okay, and we never hit this, and I think this is very important. Preservation breeding. I need to know more about this. Jeannie, we talk about responsible breeders. What's a preservation breeder?
So preservation breeders is some of the things I talked about, where you're looking at a pedigree and looking at the faults and the pluses, and you're combining your dog's pedigree with the pedigree that complements it, that doesn't double up on too many faults. One of the reasons that I show my dogs is to show that my dogs are meeting the breed standard, which is set up by the National Club, which is associated with the International Bernese Mountain Dog breed standard. So I'm trying to breed my dogs to meet that standard, and by showing them and earning their championships, that proves that they are meeting the standard. Just like your siblings, you don't all look alike. You're not all going to be the same. You're not going to all get, dad's tall genes or whatever. You're trying to breed those to make them, as uniform as possible and meeting that standard. And part of that standard.
Yeah. You're being upstaged. Sherry, who is with you there?
That's Jasper. I guess he just decided to get involved. Now he's done.
We want to mention too. I know we've got Pamela. We want to mention about Fetch. I think we're running out of time here a little bit. Tell us about Fetch.
Fetch is going to be so fun. What it is you buy a certain amount of balls. They're tennis balls, and we're going to scatter them all over the sanctuary property. Each ball has a number. And we have the Delaware County Sheriff's Department and the Eaton Police. They're bringing their canine unit, and they're going to run out and they're going to retrieve balls. And if they retrieve your number, then you win prizes. And it's going to be, there we go. Really, really, really fun dogs.
Yeah.
So
now, and there's something too. Generally, police dogs are German Shepherds or Belgian Malinois. Why? They have a high ball drive. They want it, then they need a job. They're very intense. Belgian Malinois is not for your typical person who wants a stay-at-home dog. They want to do something. They want to get out. They want to do drug sniffing. And their reward is that ball. They have a high ball drive. So we go back again to know the breed that fits you, or fits the job, or fits what it is you want to do. Fetch, tell us about this.
Well, like I said, it's a game. You want to get on gratefulrescue.org, and there's the order form. You can buy certain packages of different amounts of balls. The more you buy, the cheaper it is, and they're retrieving a lot of balls. I think it's like 40 balls or something like that. And you don't have to be present. Some people can be present if you like. We'll be practicing the social distancing and safe standards, of course. But if you want to watch virtually, you can do that too. And if you win a prize, then we just send your prize to you. So please get on the site and get some balls. It's going to be fun, and we're also droning it, Patty. We're going to drone it. That is going to be the most awesome sight. Just this big old sanctuary property with all these little yellow balls on it.
That'll be amazing.
So,
amazing.
It's going to be a really fun event. Go ahead,
Jason,
Jason.
what's this next?
And
Jason.
here's a commercial that's coming to a TV station near you about Fetch.
Hi, this is Deputy Chief Chris Liggett, and this is K9 Jerry Lee. We are inviting you to Fetch. This is a fundraiser for Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary in Muncie. Just buy your tennis balls at gratefulrescue.org or join us virtually or in person September 12th. If they pick your ball, you win a prize. Money raised helps Grateful Rescue save homeless animals. So go fetch at gratefulrescue.org. Here.
Oh, that.
He's so cute.
Excellent,
I love it.
excellent.
Yes,
I
yes.
love it too. Pamela, you're doing wonderful, wonderful things. Sherry, I love you. I love what you do. I love the animals you take around the Bernese Mountain Dog and educate people. And Jeannie, of course, you know that I adore you, and we stay in touch. She keeps tabs on me on Facebook, so I don't do anything. How am I doing on Facebook, Jeannie, with Stewie? Doing okay?
Oh, you're doing great. You're doing great. I see Stewie. Lots of Stewie.
Well, Patty, we love you. We love you. And that's why I want to remind everybody to vote for Patty. I'm going to get back on that. You need to go to there we are, the Indy. Is it Indy? There, we have a link on Patty's, on the Pet Pals. On the Pet Pals site too, because there's a lot of choices. So if you go to the Pet Pals site, you can find Patty really quickly. They zeroed in on her. And please, everybody, vote for. Everybody loves Patty. Just take your finger and vote, because you are the best. You are the best.
Well, no. What's important is I love doing what I do now, and this acknowledgement makes it so I can do it. Continue to do it, and I love what I do, and it's important.
We're proud of you, and we love you so much.
And I'm learning all the time too, so I'm still learning things at my age. In dog years, I won't
Isn't
tell
it
you
wonderful?
So yeah. Before we go, let's play, Jason, if you can, one more time. The one with Jeannie when Stewie was a little puppy. To show again before we say goodbye for folks who are just joining us. This is Stewie as a baby. Oh, that's Stewie as a baby. Do we have the one? Do we have the other one with? This is the one with the group, the Minions.
All the Minions.
And there's the mom. What's the mom dog's name again? Jeannie?
Bertie.
Yeah.
Bertie.
Look at that. And again, look at this. This is Susan, and who's the other lady?
That's my Aunt Ruth.
Oh, look at that. I love it.
We have the video of you and Stewie as a baby. We can
Okay,
take a look at that.
let's do that.
Okay.
For those just joining us. Okay. No, snow's coming.
Love
I think
it.
we can all attest to the fact that when you have a dog or a kitty, you'll never go to the bathroom alone again. Am I
Oh,
right?
that's for sure. That's for sure. Yep. And you
I
can
go
never
in
shut
and
the
they.
door.
Oh no. Well, we watch them. I guess they want to watch. I don't know what it is. I do know that we have some viewer pictures. Is that right, Jason? Before we
We
go.
do. We thought we'd end the show with that. Just want to thank
Okay.
everyone for joining us tonight, and make sure that you
we've had a
go,
lot of viewers send in photos, and they're beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful dogs.
go to two places. Go to gratefulrescue.org and sign up to Fetch, and make sure you vote for Patty. Go to petpalstv.com. The link is right on the homepage to vote for Patty.
And when I win, I'll give everybody a brand new car. Okay.
All right. That
We're
sounds
recording
good.
this. We have this on tape. So, all right.
I'll call Oprah. Oprah,
Yeah.
we need some.
Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. Let's leave the show with some pictures that some viewers submitted. Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you, Sherry.
Good night.
Pamela.
Thank you.
Jason's the best.
Yes.